Hello, today I'm going to be showing you how to make ginger tea from ginger root, and I hope you get a chance to watch this because I know there are some viewers out there who ginger tea is their favorite. So when we make it from the root, it's extremely potent, and the benefits are just off the charts. You can find lots of well-documented resources on the benefits of ginger for immunity, for PMS symptoms, for digestion. That's really in Ayurveda. What we talk about when we talk about ginger is heating up the belly and cultivating something we call Agni, which is the fire, the transformative fire in the gut that helps to transform food into a nutrient substance, which then gets transported to the various tissues of the body. So I really like to have ginger, especially in fall, where it is right now, but really I drink it fall all the way through spring pretty much. I just stop in the summer because it's heating, obviously, and we don't want to get too hot in the summer. I'll cut this out, but there was something else I was going to say. Ginger. Yeah, from the root, blah, blah, blah. Agni, cultivating Agni. So cultivating Agni, that's good. Oh, so I drink it most of the time with my meals, or if I'm not feeling well, I'll drink it a couple of times a day, but definitely with my meals. Today I'm drinking it at lunchtime. Sometimes I'll drink it at dinner. So let's get started. So here we have, originally a ginger hand looks like this. Yee. So we've just pulled off kind of one of the fingers. It's about 2 inches long. And this is very simple. I used to peel it. I don't even peel it anymore. You can if you want to. The best way I would say to do that I've found is just taking a small, teaspoon and just scraping the root like that. But honestly, the more I've done it, the more I don't do that as much anymore. I just leave it on. But I do give it a good rinse and a scrub. So if you wanted to leave it on, I just grab this little scrubby brush and go. Just like I would a potato, a carrot, anything like that. That's it. So then we are going to go ahead and chop this, and really just a rough chop is fine. Doesn't need to be super scientific. I'm just gonna kind of mess around here, but also being careful because I'm using a knife. Okay. Just did a couple cross sections, and now I'm going across the top. Cool. Anyways, be careful when chopping. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and decide to focus when I'm actually using a knife. I love you. I love you. Okay. All right, so I've chopped this pretty small, but you don't necessarily have to. I'll show you. Kind of like that. Into the pot. Okay. And then that was about 2 inches of ginger, and so I'm gonna add probably 2 to 3 cups of water. So I would say this pot, if you can see it, it's probably about 4 cups. It's, yeah, probably about half, a little more than half full. And what I'm gonna do is turn on the heat, and I'm gonna really get it up to a good boil. And when we get there, I'll come back. Okay, we're back. So we've now got the water boiling. And I'm basically just going to, turn the water down and just kind of let it go a little longer and reduce at, I have it on like a 2 out of 10, and we'll go to the next step. So I'm gonna let that go for probably maybe 5 minutes, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat. And I'm gonna cover it and let it steep another 10 or so minutes. Okay, so it's been steeping for me quite a while because I had some other things go on, but for about 10 minutes. And we're just gonna squeeze the lemon. And I do this now so that if any of the seeds come out like you just saw, I can just strain them out in the strainer. I'm putting like almost a whole half. Now, I'm just going to pour it. I have a mug set up here with a tea strainer or a small strainer. I'm just gonna go ahead. Woo! And then I'll come back and we'll add our last part. The last thing I do is add a teaspoon of honey. Now, it's important to talk about honey because Ayurveda talks about honey in the sense that it can be the greatest medicine or the greatest poison. And the way that it becomes a poison is when it's overheated or too hot. So baking with honey isn't something we really want to do. And putting honey in very, very hot tea is also not something we want to do with frequency. It creates a sticky toxin and changes the chemical compounds in the honey. So with making this tea, they say honey, the technicality and the prescription is not to put it in water that's over 118 degrees. Now, I don't typically take a thermometer and stick it in and check the temperature of my tea before I put the honey in, but you can do that. I have done that. I found it to be a little bit unsustainable for me. So really what I do is once I strain the tea and pour it, I just wait, or I let it steep a really long time. Just think ahead. So if you're cooking dinner, just start to chop up your ginger and make your tea so that your water has some time to cool. You just want to be able to give it some time to cool before you add your honey. So hope you enjoy, and here's to drinking ginger tea.